Before long, the entire kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled liquid, and plastic bags are strewn about every countertop. Of course, about 99% of the mess was made by me. Turns out I suck at baking and I've exhausted Natsuko at every turn. The mixer wasn't big enough to mix all the batter at once, so we had to do it several times. I've had my hand slapped with a wooden spoon at least 24 times so far for trying to dip my finger in just about every bowl I can reach. I have been forbidden from touching anything unless specifically asked to do so.
Hallie, I need the food coloring. The batter is going in the oven soon.
Natsuko watches my every move as I reach into the bag next to the table and pull out a small box that holds 5 bottles of different colored dye. What color are you making the batter?
Well, each batch will be a different color. That way everyone can pick their favorite, even if the filling is the same.
Neat. Are we doing the same with the filling?
Do you want to?
Sure, it sounds like fun. Whatever we can do to make these as creative and eye-catching as possible.
Yeah, now you're getting it, Hallie. Now you're putting your heart into it and starting to have fun.
I sure am. God, I want to shove my entire head into one of these bowls of batter right now. It's torture not being able to taste anything. I watch forlornly as Natsuko separates the batter into smaller bowls and puts a few drops of food coloring into each. Natsuko catches the intense way I'm gazing at the batter.
Cool looking, isn't it? Baking isn't about following instructions, you know. It's all about presentation. Making people's eyes light up at just the sight of your food is just as good as the moan of satisfaction they give after tasting it.
You're amazing at this. Baking must be your life's calling.
No, not at all.
Really? That's a pretty lackadaisical response for someone who loves baking. Natsuko suddenly stops mixing a batch of blue batter, staring into it with a sad expression.
Just because someone's really good at something doesn't mean they really like doing it. Sometimes a person is only really good at something because they were forced to do it.
Natsuko quickly snaps out of his melancholic daze.
Anyway, here.
He quickly changes the subject, and I'm shocked when he puts down his bowl of blue batter and hands me a large bowl full of cream filling in a whisk.
I'm still using the mixer, so mix this until there are no more lumps. When you're done, we'll add some food coloring to it. Keep your fingers out of it. I'm serious.
It takes all of my willpower to focus on mixing the stuff. I take the whisk and give it a careless swing around the bowl. About a cup of the mixture flies out of the bowl and splatters on the ground. I coyly look up at Natsuko to see him giving me an agitated glare.
Are you even trying?
Trying to make a mess? No, that's all happening naturally.
Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here.
Natsuko grabs the bowl from me. He takes the whisk in one hand and uses the other to tilt the bowl back.
You really need to beat the crap out of it. See?
After only a few seconds, the consistency of the cream filling has already improved, forming firm, fluffy peaks. I watch, puppy-eyed, as Natsuko takes a finger and dips it into the cream, scooping up a dollop and popping it into his mouth.
Perfect consistency. Whoa!
I launch my finger towards the bowl in an attempt to have a taste of the fluffy mounds, only to have Natsuko pull the bowl away and lightly slap my wrist.
Hey! How many times do I have to tell you to keep your gross fingers out of the bowls?
Come on, man. You're killing me here. You haven't let me taste anything. I just want a little sample. I start to fight back, reaching for the bowl once again.
I'm the chef, and it's my job to make you wait to sample anything until we're done. Now back off!
Natsuko grabs my hand and pushes back. Well, my job is to get in the way and make a big mess. And you are seriously impeding my duties, so just let me taste the friggin' cream already. My argument makes absolutely no sense, but at this point I don't care. I want that sweet stuff in my mouth. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the lip of the bowl. I successfully scoop out a dollop, just as Natsuko pulls the bowl away with all his might. Ah! The force of Natsuko pulling me causes me to stumble, making him stumble in turn. My hand with the cream filling on it brushes against his face, wiping that precious dollop off my finger and across his cheek.
Ugh! You got a big glob of it on my face!
Gee, I wonder whose fault that is.
Yours, of course! Keep your fingers out of the bowls!
Let me taste something!
Not until we're...
Natsuko sets the bowl on the counter behind him and stands in front of it protectively, arms outstretched. I'm at my wit's end. I need to get my fix, by any means necessary. I suddenly lunge. Natsuko holds up one hand, but I'm faster. I grab him by the wrist. He tries to use his other hand to fight back, but I grab that one too. I push back with all my might, shoving him beyond the counter and pinning him against the wall.
God, let me go.
Not a chance. You won't let me taste anything because you don't want my fingers in the bowls. Fine then. You leave me no choice. Before he has a chance to respond, I lean my body into him. Our faces are practically touching when I suddenly flick out my tongue and slowly drag it across his face, licking off the cream.
Good God. What? Did you just... Gah!
Natsuko is so taken aback that he can't even figure out how to get mad at me. He can't even seem to figure out what's going on right now. He looks away, his face entirely red. But then, his expression changes. His gaze suddenly becomes amorous. He looks back at me.
Allie, you know, once we put those donuts in the oven, we'll have like a good 12 minutes to do whatever you want.
Wait, what? Did he just... I stare at him in shocked silence. Okay, I'm not even sure what's going on right now. I mean, Natsuko has always been pretty forward, but this... I don't know how to respond to this. My breathing becomes shallow and suddenly I'm feeling a bit dizzy. The screech of the fire alarm kills the tension immediately. Startled, I reel back while Natsuko rushes to the oven. What the... You haven't put any batches in yet. What's burning?
Jeez, no wonder.
I can feel my face ignite with embarrassment when Natsuko grabs an oven mitt and pulls out a dirty tray, tossing it on top of the stove. The fire alarm stops within moments.
I told you to check the stove before preheating, didn't I?
Yes. Yes, you did.
And did you?
I believe the smoldering evidence sitting on top of the stove is just proof enough that I did no such thing.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Anyway, I'm putting the first batch in the oven now.
And just like that, we're back to baking. I have mixed feelings about this. I mean, the baking is fun and all. But I'm curious what would have happened if that stupid fire alarm didn't go off. It's kind of frustrating. I watch as Natsuko slides the batch of donuts into the oven. Meanwhile, I dip my finger in the filling bowl and scoop a massive dollop of cream into my mouth while his back is turned.
Man, those are smelling real good.
The donuts are ready to be pulled out of the oven. A blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room the moment Natsuko pulls open the oven door. My mouth waters.
They look nice, don't they? Wait until we decorate them. Empty up that last bag. We're gonna need everything in it. Hand me the piping bags and metal tips.
I get to work pulling everything out of the last bag. I'm a little overwhelmed by the variety of decorations Natsuko brought. Several small jars of sprinkles, walnuts, toasted coconuts, and chopped almonds are among the different options alongside bags of chocolate chips and peanut butter chips. While the donuts were in the oven, Natsuko and I made different colored icing as well as separated the cream filling to make several colors of that too. Natsuko returns to the table having scooped different colors of icing and filling into numerous bags, each tipped with a different metal tube. He also sets a tray of cooled baked donuts in front of us.
Now, we do the fun part. You can be as creative as you want with the decorations, but keep in mind this is a literature event, so let's try to come up with a matching theme.
What about this one with a thin tip? I pick up a bag of chocolate ganache, which is tipped with an ultra-thin pipe. You can write with this one, right? Let's write words on the donuts. It'd be fun to see people choose a donut based on a word they like.
Say, that's a good idea. You know, you may be lousy at baking, but I do like the way your mind works.
Gee, thanks. I'm sure there's a compliment in there somewhere. Natsuko looks at the decorations for a moment, thinking to himself. No doubt, designing them in his head. Afterward, he grabs 2 different colored donuts and places them in front of me. He grabs two for himself as well.
These didn't come out as nice as the others, so we'll use them to practice on. Get a feel for the pipe bags, execute a few ideas. When you've got a good groove going, you can start decorating the good ones for real. And the best part is, you can eat your 2 practice donuts when you're done. Deal?
I look up at Natsuko upon hearing his surprised exclamation. Crumbs are flaking from my face. I have already stuffed the donuts he's placed in front of me into my mouth. Natsuko sighs and shakes his head.
You know what? I'll do the main decorating. You write a word on each donut. Can you at least do that?
I smile and nod excitedly. Uh-huh.
Fine. No dirty words, though.
Aww. My smile goes away. When we're finished, Natsuko lines the donuts up side by side to admire our work.
These turned out so much nicer than I ever imagined they would. Good job, partner.
Right back at ya. Those are some pretty donuts, I must say. I too admire the amazing variety of donuts we've created. There are cream-filled donuts and donuts with holes in them. Some are glazed, some are powdered, some are covered with icing and others with sprinkles. Some are topped with nuts while others are topped with chocolate chips. Some are striped and some are plain. The colors pop where they should, but don't outshine the ones with simpler decorations. What a lovely display. I just want to roll around in them. I wish I could have one right now.
You can have one, and only one.
I waste no time in reaching for the one I'm eyeing. It's a chocolate-covered one with rainbow sprinkles and cream filling. But rather than inhale it, I nibble it daintily, enjoying the fresh flavor. They taste as delicious as they look. These are amazing, Natsu. You've got to try one. I offer him a bite of my donut. He opens his mouth automatically like he's going to bite down, then suddenly stops and looks away.
Thanks, but I already know what they taste like. Besides, I'll be eating dinner soon and I don't want to spoil my appetite.
I'm the opposite. I'd down 10 of these and still eat dinner.
Well, as healthy as that sounds, not all of us can wolf down 14 kilos in one sitting. Anyway, I was hoping we'd have time to hang out, but I'd better get home.
Already? Couldn't you just stay a little longer so we can play a video game? Natsuko pauses, looking away.
I really would love to. But the thing is, my mom won't be home until late tonight. I'll get to have the house to myself. It doesn't happen too often, so I have to take advantage of it when I can.
How come?
Let's just say I kind of have to be a different person when she's home. When I'm home alone, I get to be me.
I narrow my eyes suspiciously. I wonder what he means by that. I'd ask if I could go to his house and see us, or since his mom won't be home. But I'm not sure I want to risk getting him in trouble if he comes home, or if she comes home early.
This is all your fault, you know.
His mood suddenly shifts.
If I didn't have to constantly babysit you all afternoon, we'd have been done sooner and had more time to hang out.
Well, he quickly returns back to his normal bratty self. Oh, sure. Blame me.
It was 100% your fault.
He's not lying. We'd have been done hours ago if it weren't for me screwing around the entire time. But at least we had fun. Should I bring the donuts tomorrow? Natsuko laughs loudly.
You must be joking. I'm not leaving them with you. They're coming with me tonight. I don't trust you, or Satori for that matter, to be with those donuts all night. That's why I brought this Tupperware.
Natsuko begins carefully lining the donuts from the special trays in the Tupperware. Oh well, it was worth a shot. You are wise not to trust Satori and I. We would have destroyed those donuts.
Trust me, I know.
The mention of Satori takes me back to our conversation this morning. I remember how helpless I felt. There's never been a time we haven't shared everything with each other. I wish he'd tell me what I can do to help.
Okay, I have all my stuff packed. Good work today.
Thanks. I had a lot of fun. Just like that, Natsuko was already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I get the opportunity to get closer to him like I wanted?
Well, I guess I'm off then. Thanks for all the, help today.
Let's not kid ourselves. I was no help at all.
Well, thanks for the entertainment then, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow.
Natsu, wait. I speak without thinking. I've been doing an awful lot of that lately.
Eh?
About today. I'm serious when I said I had a lot of fun. Not just the baking, but hanging with you in general. This doesn't need to be a one-time thing, is what I'm saying. I want to spend time with you again if at all possible. Whether you want to read comics or play video games, or whatever, I'm up for it. Natsuko gives me an intense look.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, I do. I want to do this again.
Hallie, I didn't think. I mean, if everyone in the club.
Natsuko sets the bags and Tupperware on the ground and turns to face me fully.
I'm sorry I had to leave so early. I really didn't want to. I would stay here all day if I could. I feel the same way as you.
Natsuko steps closer. I may call him Shorty, but in reality we're almost the same height. At this point his face has gotten very close to mine. Standing inches from me, he looks into my eyes. I feel his hands suddenly curl around mine. His rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with his slightly parted lips. What is happening? He leans closer. I can feel his breath against my lips.
I've felt this for a while now.
Natsuko suddenly jumps back.
Satori?
Hey, Hallie. Hey, Nat. What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We finished working for today and Natsuko was just leaving.
He is? Bummer. Sorry I didn't come sooner. We could have all hung out.
It's nice to see you, Satori. I wish I could stay, but I have to get home.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I'd hate to keep you. So I guess we'll see you at the festival, yeah?
I can't help but notice Satori is acting passive-aggressively forceful. Is he trying to drive Natsuko away? Natsuko seems to pick up on it, too. He looks at me briefly.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow then.
Goodbye, Nat.
Satori cuts him short, staring Natsuko in the eye in an uncomfortably domineering way. Natsuko nods obediently, gathers his bags and the Tupperware of donuts, then hurries off with his head down. What the hell was that about? Satori suddenly turns to me and his expression instantly softens. Satori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Look, can we talk?
Satori suddenly interrupts me. Talk?
Yes, talk. We need to talk now.
There's urgency in his tone. In fact, his entire demeanor is tense and his expression seems worried. Even his temper is short. Of course we can.
Good. Let's go to your room. And hurry. Before I lose my nerve.
Satori hurries past me. I struggle to keep up as we slip back into the house and head upstairs. And once we're in my room, I shut the door and take a seat on my bed. I feel anxious over what Satori might tell me. So, well, what's on your mind?
I've been thinking about what you said this morning. About how we're best friends and we trust each other with everything. And, well, you're right. You deserve to know what's going on.
I smile a little in relief. Looks like he's going to open up to me after all. I lean forward a bit, my full attention on Satori. I'm all ears. Tell me everything, Satori. The more I know, the more I can do to help.
Right. The lithium was prescribed to me last year, after I was diagnosed with chronic depression.
I sigh and nod. I knew it. I see. Do you know what caused you to become depressed? He nods.
Yeah, I do. It was because I came to a realization.
Oh, what did you realize? He takes a deep breath.
I realized I have feelings. Selfish feelings.
Selfish feelings? I don't think I understand.
It's easy, Hallie. I discovered that I hate the idea of you getting a boyfriend. Isn't it disgusting of me to act like you're a shiny toy that I want only for myself? I mean, you're such an amazing, smart, funny person. Everyone deserves to be around you. And even knowing that, I still hate the thought of you being with someone else. I realize someone as selfish as me doesn't deserve to be around someone as wonderful as you. That's why I didn't want to take the lithium. Don't you see? I deserve to feel this way. I deserve to hurt. I deserve to be punished for being weak and selfish. Why do you think I never personally invited you to the club? I didn't want them to be around you, to see how beautiful and amazing you are. I knew they'd be head over heels for you. I mean, Sure, I was excited to have you visit. And after you decided to join, I figured it'd be a great chance for us to get to spend even more time together. But on our way home that day, you said you liked them. You wanted them to like you. And I just want you to be happy. Agreeing to help you, giving you advice on how to impress them, it felt like my heart being ripped in half. But it was a bittersweet blessing in disguise, you know? I figured if you got closer to one of them, you'd forget about me. You wouldn't have me to hold you back. If you stopped caring about me, you wouldn't care if anything happened to me.
Satori.
Hold on. There's something else. I realized that the closer you got to each of them, the more it felt like a spear going through my heart. Ellie, just the thought of you doing anything romantic with one of them, it hurts so much. It makes me sad and angry at them and then at myself. The thought of you with anyone else but me makes me want to die.
Satori, don't say things like that.
I can't help it, Allie. The truth is, I'm in love with you. Those are my true feelings. I've always loved you. And starting last year, I realized I'm in love with you. I mean, we've been saying it to each other for years, but I don't just say it to you because it's a thing to say. I mean it every single time.
Satori suddenly steps closer to me, gently taking my hands in his own.
What about you? Do you mean it, Hallie? Do you feel anything at all when you tell me that you love me?
I meet Satori's gaze. I owe it to my best friend to be completely honest with him. Satori, listen to me.